Good morning to everyone. So in this last class we have seen the program level performance analysis. So in this class we are going to measure the program level performance analysis in various aspects. So in this program level performance analysis, not all the instruction executed in the same amount of time. So the execution time of the instruction are not independent. The execution time of an instruction may depend on the operand values. So measurement driven performance analysis, the most direct way to determine the execution time of a program is to measure it. This approach is appealing but is have drawbacks. First, in order to cause the program to execute the worst case execution path, we have to provide the proper input to it. Determining the set of inputs will guarantee the worst case execution path is infeasible. So furthermore, in order to measure the program's performance on a particular type of CPU, we need the type of or its simulators. The most methods of measuring program performance combine the determination of execution path and the timing of the path. So the program executes, it chooses a path which observe the execution of along the path. So we refer to as program trace. The traces can be values for the other purposes such as analyzing the catchy behavior of the program. So the other problem in the data software scaffolding that we may need to feed data into the program and to get out when we are designing a large number of system, it may difficult to extract the part of the program and test it independently of the other part of the system. We may need to add new testing modules to the system software to help us to introduce the testing values and to observe the testing output. So we can measure the program performance either directly on the hardware or by using simulators. Each method has its advantages and disadvantages. So the physical measurement requires some part of some sort of hardware instrumentation. The most direct method of measuring the performance of a program would be watch the program counter's value. So start a program when a PC reaches the program stop the timer when it reach the program's end. Unfortunately, it generally is possible to directly observe the program counter. So however, the possible in many cases to modify the program so that it starts timer at the beginning of execution, stops at the timer end. So while this does not give us direct information about the program trace, it does not give a execution time. If we have several timers available, we can use the measure to execution different parts of the program. The next one is logic analyzers. So, or an oscilloscope can be used to watch the signals that mark various points of an execution program. So, because logic analyzers have limited amount of memory, this approach doesn't work well for a program with the extremely long time execution. So, for this purpose, this performance analysis, the most important CPU simulators, cycle accurate simulators, which performs a sufficient detailed simulation to the processor internals so that it can determine the exact number of clock cycles required for the execution. The cycle accurate simulator is built to detailed knowledge of how the processor works so that it can take into account all the possible behaviors of a microarchitecture that may affect the execution time. So the cycle accurate simulators are the slower than the processor itself, but a variety of techniques can be used to make them surprisingly fast, running of 100 of times slower than the hardware peripherals. Okay, so in the next class we are going to see about the software performance optimization. Thank you.